But anyway, on the 30th, I had an interview at the YWCA, and it went pretty well. It's volunteering for adult literacy. And seeing as how I read a lot, there's some books. I don't read as much as some people I know, like my best friend Griffin has over 60, 70 books on her list this year that she's read. I'm only at 25, but still, I mean, since the average person reads about one book a year, I'm still ahead of the game. Yeah, I like books. I have books, you know. I've gotten rid of quite a few, but I'd like to get rid of some more and then replace them with more. For instance, a book arrived today, back when I thought I was rich, that I'm looking forward to reading. You can see the title very well. Yeah, I dig this stuff. I'm looking forward to reading it. And that reminds me, if I'm going to recommend a book, and you're into that sort of things, learning stuff, knowledgeable, blah, 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 you're probably getting sick from my camera angles. Sorry about it. Read this. Yes, it's well read. A Problem from Hell, America in the Age of Genocide. The history. If you're into history and just, if you're into conflict, war, different things like that, I definitely recommend this book. Yeah, I recommend you get your own copy because I read this one in the washroom. Sorry to sniffle. Yeah, so I'm reading this book of poetry right now. And then next, there's my stereo system and my magic box. It holds my tarot cards and my palm reading thing, which I've never used, and some runes and a healing book. It's my butterfly box. It's so pretty. I was given it several Christmases ago from Gwen, and it was full of these truffles, of these homemade truffle chocolates that were so good. And I remember I was living in the old apartment in Glencoe, and receiving this gift was so amazing. It was such a beautiful box, plus it was full of chocolate, like just full of chocolate. And I was eating them, and I made a voice post, I think, even, while I just saying how good they were. I know I'm making this sound exciting, it's not. That was all sold the same time period where both Gwen and I received autographed copies of Matthew Good's music collection. Most of it's there, except, as hardcore fans will say, a couple independent, not independent, but earlier releases, but most of the CDs. It was when In a Coma came out, and that's what signed. One of 200 copies. Me and Gwen got it just in time. Anyway, as you can see, I like music. There's CDs. I'm really into Nick Drake. And to think he's been gone so long. And there's Dar Williams, and yeah. And there's my classical music, and then there's everything A to Z. Mostly I listen to music on my computer because my CD doesn't work on my stereo system. These are library books. They're all poetry for the most part. I'm really looking forward to reading Gwendolyn McEwen. There's one book that says You Are Your Choices. That's, you know. And Our Dreaming Mind looks really fascinating too. The rest is good poetry. This was hard to get through. Book of Blues by Jack Kerouac. Basically, yes, there were parts of it that were like, wow, you know. But mostly, for the most part, I'm just going to say, I wasn't there. And I wasn't a part of his group. And, man, I just don't get it. And I'm not going to let people make me feel bad about it. I'm just going to say, dude, I mean, I thought E.E. Cummings could be bad at times with the way he wrote, but not that he's a bad writer, just in the way he was laying his words down. This was something. But I read it all, and I'm gonna stick to his prose. Like one of my favorite books is The Dharma Bums, and um, On the Road. Although there's, I have to keep in mind the time period. On the Road remains, of course, one of my favorites. My journal is called "This Is the Night." What it does to you, a line from On the Road, but I like The Dharma Bums more. Here's my cassette collection. Now, music, I love music, and I love being exposed to it online, and through personal interactions. I've had more music added to me because of people recommending, and then I find stuff on my own. But most of what you're seeing here, cassette wise, when I was growing up, I didn't have much. I wasn't spoiled or anything. When I started to collect cassettes, I was working. So I was 16, 17 years old when I was in Columbia House. But a lot of these aren't even from that time period, because when things were really rough and I was sick and still in Glencoe, and I had to sell like my movie collection and my music collection over and over and over again, cassettes, CDs, etc. So a lot of this is was rebuilt up. Yeah, I had like hundreds of VHS movies that are all gone, but no way about that, I suppose, seeing as how DVDs are where it's at, man. But I still like my cassettes. Yeah, I like them. They're pretty, aren't they pretty? And I'm not ashamed to have, Milli Vanilli, or, I like music. I like all kinds of music. You got Chicago, you got Marvin Gaye, you got Glenn Miller. Oh, I love Glenn Miller. I have him. This cassette belonged to my step-grandfather, and it's one of my favorites so much because the vocalists on it. I mean, Don't Stay Under the Apple Tree with Anyone Else But Me. Awesome. A lot of possessive old songs, but we still make songs like that. It's not like, anyway. I have them on CD, and I have them on vinyl. These are cassettes you would find, well, used to, now they're mostly CDs, that you would find at your, like a pharmacy store, like a Shoppers Drug Mart sort of kind of store. The relaxation tapes and various. So I have my Celtic collection, and then there's Fiesta Latina and Big Band and that. These are all single cassettes, from Strokin' to You Can't Touch This, Nothing Compares to You, Depeche Mode. All of these are from a Goodwill. I just like bought them all up. Remember Grapes of Wrath, All the Things I Wasn't? That's such a gorgeous song. And then more cassettes, and these are my greatest hit CDs that I have. And then there's compilation CDs and some more compilation. And then there's more cassettes. These were given to me by my friend Jeremy. He kept like radio diaries of popular songs in certain years. They would embarrass him if I read out the songs that he actually liked. And then these are more of my songs. I recommend Dance Mix 92. That's like one of the best music mix albums ever. Seriously, the mood and feel of it is hard to top. And then you've got some of these are just extra, like copies I have of certain cassette albums. And then your soundtracks, which I don't have that many of, but some good ones. Oh, upside down. Dirty Dancing's really making a comeback, eh? I mean, with the musical, I'd be interested to see that.